Hello students, welcome back in my next video of chapter 2 Programming Basics. In part 1, I have explained about algorithms and given you some examples of simple algorithms. Today, we'll learn about flowcharts and convert those algorithms into flowcharts. By the end of this video, you will be able to create flowcharts of the algorithms by using different shapes. Also, you will learn about the different rules which are to be followed while creating the flowcharts. Okay, let me ask one question. Suppose your teacher is teaching you about the digestive system in a science class. How you would be able to understand the concept much better? If she teaches you orally and give all information about the digestive system and its different parts, or if she teaches you with the help of diagram. Of course, you will enjoy learning with the help of diagrams because diagrams gives you ease of understanding. You can see and relate the concept with the diagram more easily. Here comes the actual use of flowcharts in the programming. After creating the algorithms, we get to know about all these steps, but it may be difficult to understand the actual logic with the help of algorithms. So, flowchart helps us in this. Basically, flowchart is the diagrammatic representation of these steps which we have used to create an algorithm. That is why the logic of the program can easily be understood with the help of the flowcharts. For writing any flowchart, for converting any algorithm into flowchart, we have to use some geometrical shapes or symbols. Okay, so let me tell you about those symbols, that why they are used and how they can be used and which symbol is used for which purpose. The first one is start stop box. As I have told you in the previous video that an algorithm always starts with the step start and ends with stop. So these two steps, the first step and the last one, is written in a oval shape box. Right? Oval shape symbol is used to denote the start and stop step. The next is input output box. If we have to take any input and we have to show the result on the screen, this particular step will be written in the parallelogram shape box. Okay, so parallelogram shape box is used to write down the input and output in the flowchart. Next is processing box. It is a rectangular shape box and it is used, as its name implies, it used to write down the processing. Whatever work we are doing, we will write that in the processing box. The next one is decision box. Sometimes it may happen that we have to check some conditions. Okay, so those conditions will be written in diamond shape box or rhombus shape box. So that's why this box is known as decision box. Okay, many times it happens now in programs we have to choose two conditions, either yes or no. In that case, we have to use decision box. Next is flow lines. These are the arrows used to connect the different shapes and shows the flow of logic in a flow chart. Basically, the flow of logic is always from top to bottom. It means we'll write step number 1 first, then 2, then 3 in this way. Flow lines will be used to connect these different shapes. And the last one is connectors. These are circle shaped symbols and that is used to join the part of the flow chart. When a flowchart becomes complex, if we are working on a difficult complex problem and it is having so many steps and flowchart is becoming complex, then it is always better to divide the flowchart into separate parts and combine those parts using connectors. So let's take the examples now, previously done algorithms, and now we'll see that how we can convert those algorithms into flowcharts. So the first one was an algorithm to add two numbers. This we have already understood that how we have written this algorithm. Now we'll see that how the flowchart for this particular algorithm can be written. Step 1 is start. So which symbol I have used? Oval shaped symbol. It is a start stop box. Next one is take two numbers. It is input. That's why I have written it in parallelogram shape box. Another one, add two numbers. Now it is the processing part. That's why it is written in rectangular shape box. And then print the result. Print the result means it is giving the output. So in which box it will be written? It will be written in means parallelogram shape box again, and the last step stop will be written again in the oval shape box. So that is how we can convert the algorithm into flowchart, and flow lines will be used to connect these different shapes. Let's see the next example. Algorithm to brush your teeth. How we can do it? How we can convert it into the flowchart? Step 1, I have used oval shape box for this. The next one, take the toothbrush from the shelf. It is again input. So which box I am going to use for it? I am going to use parallelogram shape box. Next, all other are the steps means procedure. Turn on the tap, rinse the brush, rinse the mouth, turn off the tap. These all are the steps. So these all will be written in the processing box, and that is of rectangular shape. Turn on the tap. Again one more processing box, rinse the brush and mouth. Apply toothpaste, rectangular shape box, that is processing box. Start brushing, clean brush and rinse mouth. All these are the steps process which we are following. So I have written all these steps, means the process, in the processing box. Now we have got the result, means teeth are now clean. So this is the result we were looking for. So this output is written into the parallelogram shape box, and finally oval shape box is used to write the last step, that is stop. I hope you have understood that how we have to convert the algorithms into flowcharts. Let's see the next example. Preparing a cup of tea. Start. Then we are taking the ingredients. It means input output box, that is parallelogram shape box. Then processing box will be used. It means rectangular shape box. For put pan on the gas and pour water in it. Turn on the gas burner. Add tea leaves and when water boils. Add milk and sugar. Turn off the gas and take off the pan. So these all are the process which we are doing to prepare the tea. So these all processes are written in the rectangular shape box, that is called processing box. At last we have got the tea, we have got the desired output. So we have written it in the input output box, parallelogram shape. In the last step, in the oval shape box. Now this example is going to be something different, because here we are using the decision box also. So let's see. First step start, as always in oval shape box. Input, the age is in parallelogram shape box. Now here comes the use of decision box. It is a rhombus shape box, because here we have to take the decision that if our age is greater than or equal to 18, or if it is lesser than 18. So while comparing, we will get two answers. Either it is greater than or equal, so it means yes, or no. So if the answer is no, it means age is not greater than or equal to 18. It means what result we will get? Print, you are not eligible to vote. And then the stop, algorithm will be converted into flowchart, and flowchart will be stop here. Now if we got the answer yes, then again the result will be printed, you are eligible to vote. Now you can see the flow lines, where flow lines are going. If we get the result no, we will go from top to bottom in this way, and we will follow the step that you are not eligible to vote and the stop. But if the age is greater than equal to 18 and we are getting yes answer, then we will not go from top to bottom. We will change the direction, and flowchart will move in the rightward direction, and it will print you are eligible to vote, and directly the flow will goes to last step. Okay, so that is all about flowcharts, and I hope now you understood properly that how you can convert the algorithms into flowcharts. That's all for today's video. Thank you.